I'm Ankita Bhava, and you're watching Follow Startups. I think we've all been through the challenges of navigating new software applications at either work or when starting a new business. Wouldn't it be great to have someone by our side providing step by step assistance and reducing our learning curve? Our guest today, Prasanna Vaidya, realized this need and co founded Gyde. From building a platform for creating chatbots at a hackathon back in 2015 to building a software assistance platform that can reduce go to market time for companies. He's right here with us to tell us all about it. Hi, Prasanna. It's a delight to have you here. Welcome to Follow Startups.
Hey, hi Ankita. Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward for our conversation.
Likewise. Prasanna, so I read that you have been a part of other two startups before diving into Guide. So the best thing for us would be to start by knowing a little bit about you first. So why don't you give us a quick rundown of how you ended up at Guide?
Sure. I was working for usual software companies, right? So graduated from Mumbai University doing mechanical engineering, and then straight went to work with Satyam Computers. I was there for a few years, then went to L&T Infotech, worked for a few years again. Then I went to USA for like couple of years. I was working with Travelers Insurance there, and then when I came back, I wanted to start something, and then I decided one day, okay, let's get on to it full time. I had no clue what I'm going to do. I had some ideas that I wanted to build on, and so first couple of startups were like, the company name was Epilocus. It was like a low code, no code platform back in 2015-16. So long back when there was no low code, no code wave in a way. And then obviously, I mean, there are many reasons why it did not fly. Let's not go there. Then there was one more startup called Willy. It was like a B2C recommendation app for businesses to recommend people to recommend each other about places they go to, businesses they like, and so on. Then we kind of went to one of the hackathons, like you mentioned, right? It was on top of chatbots as a theme. uh, we won that hackathon, and then we realized, okay, this might be one of the areas we want to focus on. We had a chatbot platform which we sold to like a few businesses, and incidentally, a lot of businesses were the application owners, and they sort of the chatbots that it was answering the queries such as how do I do something in the application, how do I do that, and so on and so forth. That's where we realized that, okay, there is a need to build in-app assistance, right? So there are a lot of software being built, but people are not able to use it. So there is this saying, right? Software is eating the world, but users are not able to use the software. So that's why I thought, okay, in-app assistance is something which is a niche which we can focus on and we can build upon. That's how Guide was started.
So with a mission as powerful as democratizing software guidance, could you please tell us what your startup does and how Guide brings this mission to life?
Sure, that's interesting question. So, what Guide essentially does is it you can imagine any software that you're using. Maybe it's CRM, maybe it's ERP, maybe it's HRMS. Any software that a company of size 100 to 100,000 are using. Guide sits inside those applications and helps users to use those applications. So that's why it is called Guide, abbreviated from GUIDE to GUIDE. And so basically, it sits inside an app and helps users with step-by-step guides, bite-sized videos, help articles, maybe powerful automations also going forward. And it actually, what it does is it actually reduces the time it takes for the users to learn and complete any process in the software. So that's essentially what Guide does as a platform.
Lovely. So walk us through your primary target market. Like who do you serve with Guide?
See, any company around the globe who is like having more than 1,000 employees is our potential customer. Currently, we are serving Indian BFSI companies. A lot of them are already using our product. I can take a few names such as Bajaj Alliance Life, Bajaj Finserv, Star Union Daiichi, Fidelity Investments. These are few of our customers. And we also have few customers in US, few customers in Europe and Middle East as well.
Wow. So it's been 4 years since you established, am I correct?
So yes and no. So we actually started working on this product with our first customer. That was in back in late 2019, and we launched officially along with that customer in 2020, bang in the middle of COVID.
Oh, okay. So how would you describe the current stage of your business now?
So things are exciting, first thing, and otherwise things are moving in the right direction, I would say. So we have been acquiring customers at a good pace. Happy about that, and you can imagine we are at about 30 customers right now, and most of them, almost 50% of them, we have acquired in last 8 months. So in last 8 months, we have grown almost more than 100% in customer strength, as well as more than 200% in the revenue terms, if I would say that.
That's impressive, Prasanna. So what inspired you? Like, why did you feel the need to create a software assistance platform for businesses, knowing that most of them already offer IT and support services?
Yeah, so that's again an interesting story, right? So it's all stories, right? So how we come about doing anything. So like I mentioned, when I was working with Travelers Insurance, my team was responsible to create an application for certain set of users, and we ended up migrating the same application in three different technologies because users were not able to use it. I was like, okay, maybe that's not the technology is not the problem. Maybe users don't understand what they are supposed to do. That was always on my mind, right? So, and at the end of the day, if you imagine businesses are buying software at breathtaking pace, right? I mean, everything for everything, either they have an app, either they have a web portal, either the process is digitized. So to aid this digitization, digital transformation in a way, you need something like Guide so that the investments you are making in rolling out these apps are actually becoming making sense to you and your business. So that's a little backstory that I have, and I always refer to it because it's just crazy.
So you mentioned that Guide seems to cater to various type of businesses, right? Would you like to share some interesting use cases of Guide and how it's been benefiting your clients?
Sure, sure, of course. As I mentioned, right, so we launched bang in the middle of COVID. So there is a backstory to it as well. So one of our customers, they were launching new CRM for their people. Almost 5,000 plus people were supposed to use that CRM. Few people were sitting in branches, few people were sitting in call centers, and so on and so forth. So not so tech savvy people in a way. And they had a plan, right? We were in discussions with them that okay, a guide will help you, and let's go along with the launch and so on and so forth. They had a big plan of training people. They had booked offices all across India to just train users on top of the CRM they are launching. And then we were at March 2020, everything was locked down. They had to rework their entire training plan, and Guide was at the center of it because that was the only thing which was sitting right in the application. They did not have to go anywhere. They did not have to open any other tab on their screen to learn about the new system they were supposed to get using and get going with. So, I mean, whenever businesses are launching any new apps, whenever there is a new feature, new functionality, you need guide, you need assistance basically, and we were happy we could play that part for them.
Of course. So you know what? I came across an article where you mentioned that Guide is a self-serve platform. What does this mean for your customers?
Okay, so when we say self-serve, it is for let me explain this from two contexts, right? So first thing is Guide makes your other applications more self-serve. Your users become more empowered so that they don't have to rely on your support teams, your training teams, your colleagues just to know how do I do this, how do I do that in the application. So your users are becoming self-serve, your users are becoming empowered to use your systems that you are rolling out. That's one thing. On the second side of it, we have a platform from where you can enable these guides, step by step walkthroughs and bite-sized videos, help articles, all of that from our web platform. So you don't need to contact us so to enable guide for your application. So it's like a self-serving your users as well as you can businesses. So basically, take any example, right? Business analyst working for insurance company or training teams at insurance companies. These people, if they know how to browse internet, they will be able to create these guides very easily with point and click mechanism and so on. And they are ready to serve their users and give them training and onboarding to their users. So self-serve in those both contexts is important.
Great. Hey, so you also mentioned that you already have customers from US. Tell us more about your geographical reach. Like, where are you based out of in India and which countries in US?
Sure, sure. So we are based out in Pune, India. Most of our team is also in Pune. Few of them from our team are working remotely from various parts of country, like Agra, Noida, Ludhiana. Few of them are in southern part of India. And from the customer base standpoint, we so let's say we 50% of our customers are from India, and rest of the 50% are from US, Europe, Middle East, and Singapore, all these markets.
Wow.
And yeah, within that as well. So most of our international customers are from USA.
So, with such a diverse global market and varying needs of your clients, how does Guide ensure that the guides you create are not only effective but also tailor-made for each platform?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, right? So there is this platform that we have. Anyone can create guides on top of any application. If you use LinkedIn, you can create guides on top of LinkedIn. If you use Freshworks, you can create guides on top of Freshworks. If you use Salesforce, we have a ready library that can be used and that can be consumed by your users on day one. If you use like SAP Success Factors, that another big app, we have a ready library that can be made use of. So it's actually a horizontal platform in a way. On any application, you can create guides with our self-serve dashboard or with our browser extensions, using which you just have to say click, click, click. That process get captured, and you can have that as a guide for all of your rest of the users.
So, if I were to ask, what are some of the existing platforms for which Guide has already created guides?
So yeah, that's a good question. So first couple of platforms are obviously Salesforce and SAP Success Factors. These are one of our biggest couple of our biggest success stories. And then we have guides getting created on top of Zoho CRMs, on top of HubSpot, on top of Microsoft Dynamics, and so on. So imagine any big platform that you know of. Guide has been deployed for some of their customers at some point.
That's impressive. As I'm learning more about your company's operation, my curiosity about your revenue model is also growing. So, would you mind sharing some insights on that?
Yeah, so we have like a standard SaaS revenue model in a way. So per user seats, per user per year kind of model we charge. We also have per application model if the number of users are too many. So let's say there are 50,000 users, then per user model also doesn't work sometimes. Then we have per application based license cost, and we generally I mean, the per user cost and per application cost roughly come about to be the same for the large customers, but for the mid-range customers, the per user cost makes more sense.
So, are there any significant business numbers or key metrics that you would like to share with us that you are particularly proud of?
Yeah, so one of our North Star metrics is like how many users we are supporting, right? So we just recently crossed more than like 2.5 million users that we are supporting now. So Guide has been used by more than 2.5 million users now. And as I previously mentioned, I think so we have grown more than 200% in terms of revenue in last 8 9 months. So that's a couple of things that are like I'm having a good set of things to discuss about these in my weekly meetings with my colleagues, and also these are the two things that we track eventually.
Absolutely. So, behind most of these successful startups, there's usually a story of investors and mentors that believed in them. I'm curious to know about yours. Are you backed by any investors so far?
Yes, so that's also an interesting thing, right? So we have raised our pre-seed round, as people call. So we have raised $250,000 from Better Capital and Mr. Ashish Achrekar. So both of them have contributed. So Better Capital is again a Pune-based early stage VC firm. Who's run by Mr. Vaibhav Domkundwar. So both of them are absolutely super helpful in everything that we are trying to do, right? So uh, it's been really great working with both of them, and I can vouch for them that every startup should have investors like those. So they support us. They also tell us where we are going wrong, and most importantly, they believe in our vision, right? So democratizing software, because every the biggest drag you can have is if the investors don't believe what you are working for, what your target markets are, then that's going to be a drag for you. And we are fortunate enough to have both of them who are big believers in what we are serving and what problem we are trying to solve.
So, Prasanna, are there any plans in the pipeline for raising capital at the moment?
Not really. So we are looking. We are not really looking to raise any funds for next 6 to 8 months. Post that, we'll be hitting our goals that we wanted to have in place in terms of number of customers as well as the revenue, and then we'll start looking for the next round.
We've heard about your role and your vision in this journey of building Guide. Share with us a little bit about your co-founder, Shubham Deshmukh. So, what expertise and contributions has he brought to the table?
Of course, I mean it's equally important to have like tremendous executor and tremendous believer co-founder, right? So Shubham and I, we go long back, so we know each other for more than 8 9 years now. I was working with him in my last company, so when I came out of the company, and I told him that okay, I have plans of doing something like this. He shown interest, so I pulled him out, and then we are together doing these crazy things for last 7 8 years now. And prominently, so he has a computer engineering background, which he has experience in building out products, building out SaaS. So my role has moved to a CEO sort of role, and he takes care of mostly product development and customer onboarding and that kind of role.
So, with the two of you, what is your current team strength? Give me a sense of your team structure and how it functions.
Sure. So, there is me and Shubham. So, then there are two BDRs, I would say. So, mostly they take care of outreach and reaching out to new prospects and so on. So, then we have a couple of people in our marketing team. One takes care of all the content and all the events that we do. And the other one takes care of writing blogs and making sure the SEO is right and so on and so forth. So that's like sales and marketing functions. So I work closely with them, and then we have like three more developers who are churning out new features based on customer feedback, based on our inputs and so on. And then we have like 3 4 people who are like dedicatedly working with customers to enable them and make them happy and make them going live and so on and so forth. So About 12 people is where we are currently.
And are there any key roles that you are actively looking to fill in?
So we are looking to fill in someone. We are looking to strengthen our product as well as sales teams in a way. Someone who is like a little bit senior on the sales side as well as someone senior on the product side is what we are looking to fill right now.
So, Prasanna, last but not the least, looking ahead, what exciting plans does Guide have in store? Is there anything in particular that you are really looking forward to in the coming year of operations?
Yes, so that's an interesting question, right? So generative AI that has changed everything, right? So and
Yeah.
we are soon releasing something which is like it will take help of generative AI technologies and make our users' life even more successful, even more easier, and so on. So watch out for that. We are soon releasing something exciting which will transform the way this entire space works in a way. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And I'm really looking forward to discussing that with you here, right on Follow Startups. Prasanna, reflecting on your journey from your graduation in 2006 to becoming one of the masterminds behind such an innovative platform, I would say, what are the top three factors that you believe have contributed to your success?
That's interesting. Okay. So top three factors, I would say the ability to learn new technologies because for first few years I have been coding. Still, I code a lot in our platform. So ability to learn and adapt to new programming languages has been one of the cornerstones for me as well as Shubham to roll out these products for our customers because our background was all in data analytics and business
Hmm.
intelligence and that kind of background. So that's one thing definitely. And since starting working for startups or doing startups, I have learned to tell my stories better. I was just a tech guy before doing all of this, but now I'm getting a little better at telling the stories, getting a little better at sales. So these, I would say, these three things.
Now, considering we have plans to promote this video to large enterprises, investors, tech giants, and a broader ecosystem, is there anything specific, anything else you'd like to mention that could help you find any kind of external assistance that you need?
Yeah, sure. So, if you are going to share this video with enterprises and larger ecosystem, I think the idea of having guide right
Yeah,
besides you while you are doing something on any app is captivating, and everyone should be considering uh, how the adoption of any software that you're rolling out that can and guide can where guide can help is of
sure.
definite goal on my mind, and it should be on theirs too is what I'm trying to state here.
So this has been great, Prasanna. Before we jump into our concluding rapid fire round, I noticed on your LinkedIn profile that you mentioned at Guide, we begin each day by taking a step back. And it really piqued my curiosity. Please elaborate on what that means for your team at Guide.
Yeah, so see, I mean, at Guide, right? So whenever the team starts the day, we don't have the stand-up calls. So yeah, no stand-up calls on a daily basis. But what we reinforce everyone to think about is okay, what we have done yesterday and what improvement that we can do on a daily basis, right? So there is no point in doing same mistakes again and again. So that is like okay, I have done these three things, and then just think about it before you doing the same things again. So that's what it is basically. And ideally, I mean, a lot of times what happens is even in the product, right? Product rollouts, you have to roll back a lot of times because something breaks and something doesn't work properly. So that analogy is always on our minds before we do anything else that would kind of exacerbate the situation we already have. So let's just take a step back and go from there.
That's very interesting and so important, I tell you. Like that, I'm really impressed. Okay, a quick lightning round of five rapid fire questions. Are you up for it?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Okay. Question number one, a book that you would recommend to the youth that has greatly influenced your career journey.
So Psychology of Money recently.
Okay. Which productivity tool or app do you find most helpful in your daily work?
Oh, Guide. Jokes apart, but I would say a blank, clean slate of having a text editor open right besides you is the best productivity hack for me. So I have a
Wow.
blank text editor open on my laptop always.
Great. Okay. A fun fact about you that most people don't know.
Oh, that's a tricky one. So if you go back in time, you will find a photo of me on Facebook with hairs these many long, and you will not recognize me in that photo.
What is your favorite quote that you live by?
Data is the truth, nothing else.
Very smart. Okay, so what is one piece of advice for the young audience watching this?
So one piece of blunt advice, or blunt is not a good word, but really sound advice is B2C is really hard. So think before getting into the B2C type of startups. If you don't have enough marketing firepower, they can be really daunting and really tough. And go with the markets even for B2B. So problem and market trumps everything.
Now, that's a very relevant and business friendly advice. Prasanna, I hope this was worthy of your time. Thank you so much. But before you leave, I want you to make a wish for your startup that you hope comes true in the near future.
So wish for Guide is to reach $10 million in revenue in maybe next couple of years, and having almost like 500 customers all across the globe, not barring any continent, and users from everywhere.
Well, here's to Guide making software and application usage a breeze for the users worldwide, like you said. Well, all the very best, and I hope to meet you soon, right here in a couple of months, maybe.
Yeah, sounds like a wonderful plan, and maybe we have something new to launch and new to discuss again.
So, if you'd like to stay updated with the latest developments and business insights from Guide, make sure to follow their channel on follow.us/startups. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next exciting conversation.